Leo, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will be from the 6th to the 13th of November, and I've been moving house, guys. I've had no internet, and it's really funny. I really wanted to see what was going on for you. So I've done a reading, and yeah, you seem to have quite a lot going on, Leo. Okay, I had a feeling you were. Your major arcanas are the Hermit, the Chariot, the Tower, and Temperance. Okay, at the top of the deck, you've got the Seven of Cups. So I think you're in a foggy place, Leo. You might not quite know what next move to make. Now, fog has a spiritual purpose, Leo. We have to go into that great unknown and that confusion before clarity comes back and we start to get clearer insight. And that's interesting because you are ending in the High Priestess, which is about receiving divine knowledge, divine guidance, with Temperance, which is spiritualizing your emotions, learning to hear through your guts, through your gut instincts, learning to know the way forward, learning to trust it. So very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, you've got the Queen of Cups. So some Leos might be confused around a relationship issue. This Queen of Cups is stereotypically, she's a water sign, male or female. Obviously she's a female, but it can also represent you, Leo. It's almost some Leos are unsure whether to go forward or backwards, and you're a little bit uncertain of the next step to take. You've got a really interesting additional guidance card, Leo, and it might not feel this way right now, but you've got happy. And you do have the Four of Wands, which is the happy family card. Crossing a threshold, a new beginning. But it looks like it's a little bit of a transformative week. Now, you're my 4th reading, and I stopped doing readings, and then I just had to do your reading. I just had to have a sense of what was going on here. So I think for some Leos, there's a little bit of relationship confusion, but I'm guessing you're working towards resolving that with the Four of Wands and the Happy card, and you've got the Loyal Heart. So very, very interesting here. Now you do start the week with the Hermit and the Three of Swords. So you're not in a good relational place, Leo, okay? Let's just be straightforward about it. There's a sense of confusion around your relationship dynamics. Now, many readers see this card differently. The storm is in the background, but it leaves an echo. And I think there's maybe a feeling, Leo, of being separate and being cut off from a loved one. So there's a sense of emotional separation. The Hermit speaks of one of the most spiritual cards. He's about spending time in personal reflection, seeking guidance, either from within or someone else. You might be a little bit confused about the way forward. I think this is particularly relational, because financially things seem fine. Well, as fine can be. But with that Queen of Cups, and the Tower and the Four of Wands and that Three of Cups, Three of Swords, I'm feeling this is a relational issue. And you start the week quite cut off emotionally, Leo, okay? Your times in your spiritual lesson is about the Hermit. And the Minor Arcana, the state of mind you're in, is one of heartache and separation. But boy, is this changing. Because you then move to the Nine of Discs for the Chariot. The Nine of Discs can, again, be a solitary card. But it's not a solitary card like the Three of Swords. We call this the alone and loving it card. You can just see her. She's dressed in all this beauty. She's enjoying being. She's loving the fruits of her labour. She's enjoying her personal independence. So that is a little bit of a shift here, Leo, from the Three of Swords, the Nine of Discs. Both are quite solitary though, but a completely different state of mind. And you go from the Hermit to the Chariot, so from self-reflection to very, very dynamic action. Okay, so I'm not sure what this action is, if it's the universe propelling you to move forward in some direction. If it is, I think there's a good chance it's going to be emotionally, because the Queen of Cups is moving forward. She is, you know, offering her cup. We don't quite know who she's offering her cup to. I might pull you another card here, Leo. But you then go to the Four of Wands with the Tower card. Just give me a minute. So the Four of Wands is the Happy Family card. I'm sorry, but it is. It's about marriage, stability, new beginnings, and it's a card of sharing. So you move from this sense of being cut off and lonely, to alone and loving it, to crossing a whole different threshold. And it's with the Tower card. So the Tower card for me is about receiving spiritual guidance. Okay, it doesn't always read like that, but with the rest of the cards, this is about receiving divine awareness. It's about that aha moment. What's so shocking and destructive about the Tower is it can break down our old preconceived ideas. Like an example is feeling lonely, and then you realise that something within you that's keeping that going. So you start to work with the new awareness that's coming through you, Leo. Because it's with the Four of Wands, and then the Ace of Cups. That's exactly what I got, okay? This is about a whole new emotional beginning. And the Tower will only be violent if it's because it's bringing new belief systems and new awareness to you. It generally shreds a skin. It generally shreds an old sense of belief systems. So that's where its violence is. But it's with the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands. So this is a whole new emotional chapter. And I'm beginning to understand, Leo, why you were so on my mind. Because this is quite profound. And the Tower's coming up a lot. And for no one am I getting a destructive energy. I'm getting it as a spiritual awakening. And it seems to be for most people opening up to your heart energy. So moving from the head, the sense of separation, into your heart, and learning to connect your mind and your heart together, which is what Leo is here to balance. Aquarius, the head and the heart. It's about looking through the eyes of love, Leo. And if this is a new love, this is higher power ordained. This is the Eye of Destiny looking down. So Leo, enjoy every single minute of it. I mean it. Because you then go to the High Priestess and the Temperance card. Incredible, spiritual, peaceful, balanced cards. And they're both very similar. As a High Priestess, as most of you know, is about connecting with source energy. She floats on water, okay? So water is the collective emotions. It's our feeling world. It's the Moon card. And the High Priestess is connected with source energy. She connects through her dream time, through her intuition. And Temperance card, I describe Temperance in two very strong ways. Because it's with this Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups, if this appears in a relationship reading, it's about learning to balance the opposites, Leo. So opposites attract. but sometimes there's a little bit of synthesis required. That's what alchemy is. That's what the process is of change and transformation. And it sort of says that the two of you together are stronger than you would be as individuals. It's the alchemy transformation process. But temperance is also about learning to listen to your gut feelings. She's drinking from the goblet, but there's fire, there's intuition blending with that goblet. So it's about blending your feeling nature with your intuition and your personal power. It's also the Buddha card. Sorry, my tara's there. No extremities of behavior, Leo. Okay? Find that beautiful middle ground. Because once you find the middle ground, you can't fall off. You get this much more balanced, calm life once you find temperance. And life still happens to us because life will never stop. But you've got this middle thread, Leo, which is guiding you through life and through things. And the Temperance and the High Priestess, both cards are saying exactly the same thing. It's like you've got this spiritual protection around you, Leo, and I think you can hear it, and I think you can feel it. I think maybe when that energy is blocked, it's generally fear that blocks our intuition, which blocks our sense of knowing about the nature of something. Gosh, Leo, what a reading. I'm just quite taken back because there's a lot of powerful energy. There's definitely a relationship theme here, okay? You're moving from that Three of Swords to the Nine of Discs, to the Four of Wands, and to the Ace of Cups. So in your state of mind, there's a radical transformation to heartache to love. I love seeing that for you. You go from the Hermit to this full speed ahead Chariot, to this huge awakening, followed by this complete inner calm, Leo, of the High Priestess and the Temperance card, which can almost hear a pin drop. These energies are so in tune, and they're so calm, and they're so beautiful. And okay, there's fog around you, and I think it's emotional. But I think it's going to clear up. And I just asked what was going to come after this, and you got the Empress, which is another family card. It's about love, abundance, prosperity, but mostly, Leo, it's about love, which is exactly what I'm picking up for you. Oh, I'm glad I did your reading now. I had to stop everything and up and do your reading. Okay, Leo, it's lovely to be back, and thank you for supporting me, Leo. Okay, bye. Speak to you next week.